Hello everyone, this is Sumant. In our previous video, we have already discussed what are modules and how to install modules in Python. And in this video, let's discuss an important module in Python, that is OS module. OS is nothing but operating system. So the OS module in Python provides some functions so that we can interact with the operating system. So there are a lot of functions available in this OS module. So let's discuss some important functions that will be useful for us. So first, in order to use that, first we have to import, right? So I'm just using import OS. And if you want to know more about this OS module, there are a lot of functions available, right? So in order to know what are all available functions in OS module, you can just give help of OS. So you can see we got everything about this OS module. So description about OS module and what are all available functions in this OS module, and everything about this OS module is present here. In this way you can check. And let's discuss the first important method, that is current working directory. So if you want to know at what location currently you are, so you can just use os dot get cwd of. It means get current working directory, right? So it will just give what is the current location you are. So you can see I am currently in this location, right? So that's the use of this get cwd of method. And let's discuss another method. If you want to change the directory to some other path, you can just do that. So for that, I'm just using os.chdr of. So it means change directory. So here I'm just copying this path here. I'm just copying and I'm just using give. And if you are passing the path, it should be passed in string format. So if I just give enter, and if I just check what's the current working directory, now you can see this chdr of method changed the path from this directory to this. Like that's the use of this chdr of method. And let's discuss another method, that is list dir of. So if I just use os dot list dir of, so you can see these are all the available things present. These are all available things present in this path, right? This is the current path, right? Current working directory. So in this directory, these are all the available directories present in that. So that's the use of this list dir. It gives list of all directories present in the current working directory. And if you want to create a new directory, you can just create that using this OS module. So for that, I'm just using os dot mkdir of, and you have to specify what you have to create. I'm just giving like create, right? So I have used os.mkdir of. I have specified what the directory I have to create here, and if I just give enter, you can see we didn't get any error. Now if I just check, if I just use this list dir, so you can see it created here a directory named Python modules. You can see here it just created, and here you can see it didn't. So that directory is not present here, right? So using this mkdir, we have created this Python modules directories here. You can see that here. And even you can create the directory using mkdir of, right? OS, you can just create that using os dot make directories, right? From, like, you can even understand from this, this is plural, right? So it means you can just create multiple directories at a time, right? So what should be the input you have to pass means, for example, let's say like I have to create a new directory, some test directory I have to create, and in that test directory I have to create, right, some test one, like that I have to create. So if I just try to check if I just use this OS, so it just created test directory. So if we just try to see what is present in this test directory, so I will just show you. You can see here is the test directory, and you can see it created the directory name test1, right? So that's the use of this make dirs of method. It will be useful for creating multiple directories, right? And the next method which I have to discuss is, if you want to remove some directory, right? You have created some directory. If you want to remove that, even you can do that. There are two methods you can use for that. So I'm just using os.rm. This is the function, this is the method which we use for removing a directory, like removing a single directory. So here in previous case we have created this Python modules, right? So I'm just using the same thing, the same Python modules. I'm just using that to remove. Now if I just use, so you can see there is no directory with present Python modules here. We have removed it using this. So using this rmdir we can just remove. And you have to remember one thing, this rmdir of method will be, it will remove the directory only if it is empty. For example, if you have any files or something in this directory, it won't return, like it won't remove it, it will just rise, it will rise an error. So that's the use of this rmdir. In previous case we have used this make dirs of method in order to create, a directory inside a directory, right? So if you want to remove multiple directories at a time, you can use os.remove dirs of method to do that. So in previous case we have created multiple directory inside a directory, right? So if you want to remove that, we can just use os.remove dirs. So I'm just giving that here. So if I just give enter here, now if I just check, what are the directories here, os.listdir, you can see in previous case we have test, right, like test directory. So you can see now there is no text directory present here. So that's the difference between rmdir and remove dirs of method. This rmdir will work similar to that of mkdir, like when it will just use to remove single directory, and also the directory should be empty. And even this remove dirs of method will be useful for removing multiple directories. That is, a directory which is present in another directory, it will be useful for removing that. So that's the use of this rmdir and remove dirs. And if you want to rename something, for example, let's say here we have here test.txt file, right? If I want to rename this to some other name, so I can use os.rename of, first you have to mention what the file name you have to rename, or what, not only file name, you can even give directory. And here I'm just giving some sample.txt. So if I just use this os list dir, you can see in previously we have test.txt, right? It changes to sample.txt. So that's the use of this os.rename of method. And there is another important method inside this os module. So that is path, os.path. If I just check what are all the available methods in this os.path, you can see these are all the methods which we can use with os.path. So let's discuss some important things. So that is, first one is os.path.join. So I'm just giving os.path.join. So if I just if you want to join any paths, for example, let's say there is a directory present, there is a directory named os module. I have to go inside this os module. So for that, what we can do, so I'm just using in which directory all these files are present. So I'm giving that first. This is the place where all these files are present, and in that I have to go to this os module, right? For that I'm just using comma, and I'm just giving OS module. So if I just give enter, now you can see what this path.join of method did. So you can see just concatenated, like it added this path to this OS module. You can see this is the path which I have given. So for that path it added this OS module. So that's the use of this os.path.join of method. There is another important method that I have to discuss, that is os.path.split text. So if I just give for that os.path.split text, for that method if I just give test.txt, you can see it just splitted the entire name of the file. So it just split it into two parts, that is test and .txt. So this is a very important method, like it will be very useful in order to separate the file with extension. And there are some other methods in this os.path in order to check whether a particular file is present or not. Like you can use this os.path.exist of method, and if you want to check whether what is the size of the directory, you can even check that using this get size of method. And even you can use this isDir or isFile, isLink, like in order to check whether a particular thing is present or not. So you can see even there are some other methods present in this os.path. So that's all for this video. So these are all the important methods that we generally use in this OS module. Even there are some other methods, like there are a lot of methods available in this OS module. If you want to go through all those methods available in this OS module, I have previously said, right, you can use this help of OS function and help of OS, and you can just check what are all available methods, and you can just go through and you can just use those. So if you understood the video, like the video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe, and thanks for watching.